Hey now, I hope you're all well. This is my summer 2020 Death Star display review video. I'm sorry it's taken so long to put a new video out, but every time I start to make a new video, I see something I want to change or something I want to add. I've got my daughter helping me out today with the camera, so I'm very thankful. The playset represents both Death Stars, the first from A New Hope and the second from Return of the Jedi. The top serves as the functioning Death Star, and the two shelves below are supposed to represent hangars. The main Death Star is made up of 3 mostly complete playsets and 2 partial playsets. The lowest levels are the hangars that are serving as the staging area for Darth Vader's most recent assault. The assault group is made up of scout vehicles, heavy tanks, troop transports, and air support. The ground forces are comprised of ATSTs from the Black series, Imperial hover tanks from Rogue One. The main battle tanks are from the G.I. Joe line from 2003. For scout vehicles, we have the Jakku Desert Speeder that serves as a scout vehicle, and the First Order Speeder serves as a close support vehicle. There are 2 versions of the speeder bikes. The first is the classic speeder bike from the original Star Wars movies, and then this black speeder bike was made for The Force Awakens to sell, but it was never in the movies. On the second level, I'd like to point out the 2 Empire Strikes Back Sears Imperial Cruisers that were catalog exclusives from 1981. For air support, air superiority, I have several vintage TIE fighters. And we have TIE Strikers from Rogue One. We have 4 TIE Silencers from The Last Jedi that serve as my command fighters. There are Special Forces TIE Fighters from The Force Awakens, which serve as the next generation as the basic TIE Fighter in my storyline. The second level has a TIE Interceptor from Return of the Jedi, a TIE Bomber from The Empire Strikes Back, and a good view of the Special Forces TIE Fighter from Force Awakens. And next to that is a Republic Arc 170 in the Imperial color scheme, because the Republic became the Empire, and I figured the Empire would save the older vehicles for special missions. The gunships below are from the Clone Wars, and they are in Return of the Sith colors and serve as my aerial troop transports. For figures, most of the white Stormtroopers are vintage original trilogy collection Stormtroopers from 2004. The black Stormtroopers are from 2006 and 2008. Captain Phasma is from 2016 from The Force Awakens, and I use Phasma in place of the Expanded Universe Dark Troopers. The silver Shadow Troopers are from The Force Awakens, are from The Force Unleashed from 2008. Also from The Force Unleashed are the Imperial Jump Troopers and the Imperial Evo Troopers. The sled Darth Vader is riding on is a 1985 Robotech Bioroid hovercraft. Now we're going to move on to the main Death Star. The first level is where the Emperor has arrived and is reviewing the troops. The Imperial officers usually have soft caps and are dressed either in gray or black. There are several Stormtroopers that are members of Darth Vader's 501st, and they're designated by the emblems on their chests. I have various figures from different movies. I do have First Order figures. I have General Hux, I have Grand Admiral Thrawn, Grand Moff Tracta, part of the Imperial procession, And for the Imperial Guard, we have some black shadow guards from the Force Unleashed. Darth Vader has his meditation chamber on the first floor, and this is the 500th figure from 2005. To the side is the Detention Block, and the Detention Block is made up of 2 Detention Block escape playsets. Luke, Han, and Chewie are about to rescue Princess Leia, who is in a detention cell, and after they rescue her, they have to run underneath the guard tower and make their way to the Millennium Falcon, which is down to the side. The second level of the Death Star features the G.I. Joe Transportable tactical battle platform from 1985, and it's staffed with officers, Death Star gunners, Death Star troopers, and scanning technicians. The battle platform serves as a control center. On the battle platform, I also have landing pads for the IPSX mini rigs that are pretty awesome. So they come in for a landing here on the battle platform. The battle platform is connected to the Death Star playset by the Power of the Force Death Star escape playset. The main display features my favorite lightsaber battles. On the Death Star Trench Bridge, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader are facing off. Next to them is Vader as he stamps on Empty One's empty robes. Above, the Emperor watches Darth Vader confront Luke, and these figures are from the Power of the Force cinema scenes. This is called the Final Jedi Duel, and this is the actual playset I took out of the box, and it works well. A lot of things I use just seem to fit perfectly. Next to the Final Jedi Duel is Obi-Wan sneaking around so he can turn off the tractor beam so the Millennium Falcon can make its escape. Above Darth Vader and Luke fighting, I have the scenes from Luke and Darth Vader's final battle. We have Luke about to take Darth Vader's hand, the Emperor using his Force Lightning on Luke, and then Darth Vader, while being electrocuted with the Emperor's Force Lightning, throwing the Emperor down the shaft of the Death Star. So the Death Star itself is fully staffed with troops and droids. After all, what would Star Wars be without the droids? So we've got a bunch of them to keep the Death Star fully operational. One of the original figures was the Death Squad Commander. He was my favorite Imperial figure. As a kid, my version of our army was 2 Stormtroopers and the Death Squad Commander. I really like how the display looks with the multiple Death Squad Commanders at their duty stations and terminals. It's kind of why I had the playset, was to feature the Death Squad Commander. So we've made our way to the outside of the Death Star, so we can see the different rooms of the Death Star. With the 2 partial Death Star playsets, I've created the Emperor's Throne Room and the Death Star Fire Control Bridge. On the outside of the Death Star, there are Space Troopers from the 1997 release of Star Wars, and they were digitally added to the original movie. And there's also Power of the Force Expanded Universe Space Troopers. And here's an example of the first original version and then a re-release version, I think, from 2008. On the outside of the Death Star are turbo lasers, and for turbo lasers, I have G.I. Joe toys. These are heavy artillery lasers with Death Star gunners. I'm going to reveal the inside of the Death Star. I'm going to pull away the paper here very carefully. You can see the inner workings of the Death Star with the Death Squad Commanders, Death Star Gunners, droids, technicians, more Death Star Gunners, officers. Next, so the first partial playset is the Emperor's Throne Room. The Emperor's Throne Room is filled with various Imperial dignitaries and different versions of Imperial Guards. There is my original Imperial Guard, and there are also several guards from the Karnar Jax and Kirkanos comic packs. Darth Vader is on his knee, pledging his allegiance to his master. The windows on the outside are from the Electronic Force Effects Emperor Palpatine set. We're going to make our way around the Death Star to the next section. And the next partial section is the Death Star Fire Control Bridge. The bridge itself is the playset from the Starship Enterprise, and it is staffed with Tarkin himself and many Death Star gunners. On the bridge with Director Krennic is Cobra Commander, Baroness, and a couple versions of Destro. As you know, Cobra's got their hands involved. There's something bad going on. Below the figures is a cruise missile trooper from the Power of the Force line. The figure is not removable, but his head pops up. On the outside, we have more space troopers from the 2008 Legacy release. Here's another version of the Death Star Turbo Laser. This is a 1982 G.I. Joe flat cannon. I have more turbo lasers from the G.I. Joe line. These are from the Slaughter's Marauders Equalizer tanks. I've got actually 6 tanks, and I've painted 2 of the turrets blue to act as turbo lasers. I painted these blue because these are partial turrets. This troop transport is an Imperial transport from the Rebels line. I believe that came out in 2015. Here's another view of the Detention Block playset. And Princess Leia is actually inside a cell. Outside are Han and Luke, and their helmets are removable, but every time I go to remove them, I knock them down, so just trust me, they are removable. Another little feature over here on the playset is I have the original Death Star plans for my 12-inch R2-D2. So inside the R2-D2 that I got for Christmas a long time ago, if you open up the back, there were 2 blueprints, and this one is actually the Death Star plan. So that's what these people are working on over here. To the side, I have another landing area with more TIE fighters. These are Special Forces TIE fighters from The Force Awakens. And on the other side are TIE Strikers from Rogue One. On the 3rd level, there are some visitors to the Death Star. There's Boba Fett and some more Mandalorians with the Slave One. That was an Amazon exclusive several years ago. With the Boba Fett's, one of the version is based on the Star Wars Christmas special. It was the animated version of Boba Fett, so he has different colors. And this white version was a prototype Boba Fett that was a mail-in exclusive by sending in proofs of purchase. So we're gonna, on the outside of the Death Star, my daughter has inspired me to do some space art. She's really good at it. This is my attempt at it, but it just kind of makes the Death Star looks like it's in space. Kind of got the idea from the Peter Pan ride at Disneyland. So here is the Millennium Falcon. So Han and Princess Leia, Luke and Chewie have to make their way through the Death Star to get to the Millennium Falcon over here. So before I move on with the last display, I've got to cover some cool vehicles over here in the corner. These are from the 1989 Slaughter's Marauders line. There's the equalizer tanks on the bottom, and I use their turrets as turbo lasers on the Death Star and on the Imperial garrison on Endor. Above the equalizer tanks, the vehicle with the missiles is the Armadillo, and above that, the vehicle with the cannon is the Lynx. And those are Scout Troopers painted camouflage. They originally were supposed to be Kashyyyk Troopers from Revenge of the Sith, but they were later. The figure was later re-released, and this version is based on the Scout Trooper from Return of the Jedi. I think it blends in well. My final scene features my original Millennium Falcon that I got for Christmas, my Darth Vader TIE Fighter that I got for Christmas, and my TIE Fighter that I got for my birthday. So, of course, when I play Star Wars, I'm going to blow up the Death Star. That's the point of having the Death Star, so I can blow it up. So in my head, I'm flying around and R2-D2's talking to me. Alright, we're going to make our run on the Death Star. Got the turbo lasers going. Boo 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 boo. I'm ready for my final run. Oh no! Someone's behind me! The force is strong with this one. Oh no! Boo boo boo! Ah! No! And in my version, Han Solo says, "You're all clear, dude." And I say, "Thanks, man." Boo 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 boo! And I blow up the Death Star. And then we go and get our medals. Except for Chewbacca, although he got his in the last movie. So, this is my Death Star video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to my daughter for helping me make it.